We did not have ideal conditions here today, but I appreciate you all being crazy enough to show up anyways.
Go trees!
Go trees! Go trees! The second annual Arbor Day Party. That's right, where we celebrate trees and encourage each other to plant more trees and celebrate the fact that we're all planting trees. Today, we celebrate Arbor Day, a day for trees. They stand sentry over us, silent and majestic. They can't roam and escape the ravages of development. Although they live and breathe, they cannot cry when the chainsaws take them down. It is on our shoulders. It is up to us. We must protect the trees. And I quote, "Each generation takes the earth as trustees. We ought to bequeath to posterity as many forests and orchards as we have exhausted and consumed." Those are the words of J. Sterling Morton, the founder of Arbor Day, and they still ring true. Trees are the lungs of the planet. They absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen. Every breath you've taken has been filtered by a tree. When we think about the quality of our lives and that of the generations to follow, we know that a healthy planet is the foundation. Without trees, the level of CO2 in the air would skyrocket and global warming would bake us into oblivion. So out of selfishness alone, we should want more trees on the planet. But when you take into account the lives of your kids and grandkids, trees are also an investment in a healthy future. But trees serve many other functions. They are shelter for wildlife, jungle gyms for the kiddos, shade on a sunny day, decorations for yards, Christmas trees, fuel for campfires, lumber for our houses, pulp for paper. Even when we are cutting them down, they are valuable and useful. However, when they are cut down, they must be replaced. As I said before, we ought to bequeath to posterity as many forests and orchards as we have exhausted and consumed. I, standing here humbly before you in my squirrel suit, am not without my own share of blame and guilt. I am speaking to you on top of 1/3 of an acre that my family calls home. We have a yard full of grass, not the forest that would naturally occur here. But as you can see from the trees around the yard, I'm trying to do my part to pay reparations for the land that I'm using. And I'm asking you to do the same. None of us on our own could save the planet, and planting one tree is not the solution. Some of these issues must be addressed on a global level. But planting a tree sends a message. It says, damn it, I care. Your neighbor will feed off of your example when he sees a flowering tree decorating your lawn in the spring. The Bible says that thou shalt not covet, but I beg you, make your neighbor covet that tree. Let the seeds of envy spread across the land, followed closely by the seeds of trees. When I'm sitting in the shade of my trees this summer, you should envy me. Let that jealousy inspire you to drive to Menards and pick up some saplings. When I'm admiring a pair of house finches nesting in my bushes, you should envy me. Let jealousy inspire you to reach for the shovel. Covet thy neighbor's trees and use it as inspiration to build a better community. Now you may have noticed that today is not actually Arbor Day. Arbor Day was 2 weekends ago. Well, it was actually 3 weekends ago, but I was out of town on Arbor Day, and then we had the rain. Then we had more rain tonight, but you guys are starting to get the picture. This hasn't really worked out the way I wanted it to. But Arbor Day happens nationally on the last Friday in April. Burn that into your brains, folks, because I want you to remember it. And I want it to remind you to plant some trees and bushes each spring. That's the last Friday in April. Now, I did not know this, but each state celebrates at a different time depending on their planting seasons. And there are local celebrations at different times across the nation. Now, here in Orange Township, for example, there is one specific time that we celebrate Arbor Day. And I want you to listen closely because this is important. In Orange Township, we celebrate Arbor Day whenever the Knott family wants to throw a raging party. Now let's party and let's go plant a tree! That's the end of the speech, folks. I'm really going to go plant a tree.
Was I supposed to record that?
You did disappoint.